are live with Max. That's right. You know your name, buddy. Give everybody a few minutes to come in to join us. So what do you think, Max? Are you having a good day so far? Max, I've got a birdie bagel for you. Would you like a birdie bagel? Yeah? There you go. You can munch on a birdie bagel. Hey, watch the door handle. That's not for birds. Hi, ornithology dude. I see people are beginning to join us. Hi, what's this? Is that good? Oh, you just want to toss things. Well, that's okay too. Let's see. I might have something else for you tonight. Yeah, I know. You're waiting on your beak fist. Here you go, buddy. Oh, you just want to toss stuff. Max, did you know that I'm making you some fresh eggies? Hello, Tango Elliott, Greenbird, Yova. I see every birdie is joining us. So we got some fun stuff planned for today, as always. Max is being a little bit of a grump. I think he's waiting for his beak fest. And he knows that I put it in the microwave for him. So I'm just going to go grab that. Max, no chewing on the chair, buddy. I know the chair looks like it might be chewable, but let me assure you it's not. I know! Hey, Max, do you see what I'm doing over here? Can you see what I'm doing? Okay. Just giving this a minute to cool. He knows that there's beak fists not that far away. Hi, Jezbelly. Hi, Pie Girl. Really, really good to see every birdie. So did everybody survive the first week of the new year? I've heard some people are saying that they've only had it for 7 days. They want to return it already. It's definitely been a little bit entertaining. Hey, Max, would you like a bit of eggies? Yeah? Is that good? Yeah, that's good. Now, unless I want to riot, I better give Tico a bit of that too. There we go. Now, one of the problems with fresh eggies is they're kind of warm when they come out of the microwave. So just have to give them a moment to cool. And if I cut them up and I shake them up a little bit, they cool off a little bit faster. Don't they, Max? Hey, what's this? Oh yeah, Tico wanted eggie too. Hey, Max, you look like you might be done some eggie. Would you like some more? No hesitation there. Aw, Jezebelly, Tango Elliott, thank you. Yes, Max is a commercial for eggies. He would eat eggies every day if I let him, but they're really a treat that he gets usually only once a week. Gets lots of fresh fruit, fresh veggies. If I'm eating something that's healthy, he gets a little bit of that too. A really, really varied diet. Is that right, Max? Oh, that one's still kind of warm. That piece is a little bit thinner. Like some eggs? Yeah? Okay. He is really gentle when he picks them up from me. Hi, Mookie. Yes, Tango. Hi, I'm Max. I eat eggs. Watch me. You know, I think eggs are one of Max's absolute favorites. And what I do, obviously he does not get a whole egg. I cook an egg and I split it between the flock. I think the birds get gypped a little bit when TCal is here, because when TCal is here, TCal gets a third of the egg. But they definitely enjoy this. So what I do to prepare them, I've got this little microwave egg cooker. And since I'm on video, I can even show you what I use. Sorry, it's a little bit messy because I just used it, but it looks like this. And these things are available pretty much everywhere, and it's meant to be an omelet maker. And what I do is I just crack one egg into the base here, and I mix it up with a fork, just aerate it a little bit, and then I end up with eggs that sort of look like that. Depending on your microwave, I call them 30-second eggies. Small egg is 30 seconds, medium egg is 35 seconds, large egg is 40 seconds. If you have a smaller microwave, you might need a little bit longer. I just make sure that the egg is completely cooked. Hey bud, you want a second piece? Oh, you sure do. Hello, Blue Straight, Lucy, and Linus. Glad that you're joining us. Oops. Yes, Jezebeli, Wally nuts are definitely a favorite of Tico. He only gets them quite occasionally, mostly because his pet Uman has an allergy to them. So we have to take some extra precautions when they're in the house. The eggs are all gone, Betty. That's right. You can clean your beak, lick your foot. Did you enjoy Beak Fest? Yeah, Max definitely enjoys his Beak Fest. Did you want a drink, Max? Hang on, let me go get you some water. Hang on. Max, can you say water? Can you say water? Actually, you know what? You won't want to drink out of this. Let me get you a proper cup. Yeah, if I move that here. Okay, Max, you gonna get fancy with your water? So Max's latest has actually been asked for water by saying the word water. Not super clear. Max always talks with a mouthful of marbles, but he does understand water. Do you want water? I was actually late to a meeting yesterday. I was putting the birds back in the cage. Tico looked at his water bowl and he'd just made soup apparently a little bit before, so he needed fresh water. Refused to go back in until I gave him water. Fair enough, so I changed out his water, popped him in. And then Max looked at me and very clearly said water. Looked pointedly at his water bowl. And since I'm trying to encourage him to speak in English, I had to go get him some fresh water too, even though it had only been changed a little bit earlier at lunch hour. He just saw Tico getting fresh water and thought, yeah, that looks good. The flock does make a lot of soup in the water bowl. Any bit of food that they have, jalapeno peppers, apples, formulated crunchy food, it's all fair game for birdie soup. Isn't that Max? Is that good? Wow, you are dripping everywhere. Yeah, are you all wet? Is that good water? I think water always tastes better when it comes out of a really nice glass. Yeah. Max does drink out of glasses and mugs. He learned that trick a little while ago. I think because he sees me drinking out of them. That's a door handle, and door handles are not for you. Have you had enough water yet? I know, most of it's just dribbled right out of your beak. Okay. I'm just gonna toss your cup into the dishwasher where it belongs. What's up? What's up? So Max had a fairly quiet week. I was back to work, so it was back to the normal grind for him. And yeah, what do you think, Max? Did you enjoy going back to work? Did you enjoy hanging out in the cage all day? Maxwell. Well, I'm gonna wait for your beak to dry. What do you think, buddy? What are you doing? Okay. So last week we did not get to doing a draw for the winners of our contest. And unfortunately a bird got into the contest entries, so I had to go pull them again. I'm just cutting them apart. And I thought that we could do a contest draw. What do you think, Max? Do you want to help figure out who gets to take home some goodies? We've got a parrot pin, we've got some box socks, and we've got a magnet. And just trimming up the entries here. Hang on a minute here. Now, the way that we entered into the contest, there were a couple of phrases that were given during live streams around Christmas, and those phrases had to be entered onto any of Max's Birdmas videos, and people could enter multiple times. So we've got, there's actually the possibility one person could win all 3 prizes, although with probability that's probably pretty low. Okay, Max. Well, I've got a little bowl over here that we can use. I'm just going to fold these so they're a little bit easier for beaks to grab. So I've got every birdie just written out on slips of paper. Now, I'm not worrying too much how I fold these because Max does not know how to read. So, at least not yet. I'm sure he'll figure it out one of these days. So he will definitely, I'm just going to ask him to grab one of these slips of paper as I fold them. I just want to get all of them in. And I want all of them sort of 3-dimensional. I'll show you what I'm doing in a minute. Okay. So Max this week has been eating some jalapeno peppers. He's been quite enjoying them. But he's a little bit picky about how his jalapenos are served. He has decided that a whole jalapeno pepper is absolutely unacceptable. What he needs for his jalapeno peppers is he needs them to,
for example,
Alexa,
you can
stop.
do things like
What he needs for his jalapeno peppers when the smart assistant is being not very smart, he needs them to be cut in some way or form. And he does not care if it's even just the tip of the pepper cut off. He wants the pepper in a large chunk, but it has to be cut. If you give him a whole pepper, he'll decide that it's a parrot-eating monster, toss it out of his food bowl, and toss it on the ground. If you put a small cut just at the very end, and you cut a millimeter off, the jalapeno pepper is acceptable. So that I think is quite hilarious and quite clever when it comes right down to it. Okay, Max, I'm just mixing these guys up. Yeah, do you think you can help pick some names here? Yeah. So what I've got here for Max to pick from, a little bowl that I've just grabbed, and I've folded all of these so that they are kind of crunched up with two different colors of paper here. I'm just going to mix those up here so that they're flipping around. Some of them are unfolding, which is okay. There's lots of paper for Max to grab. We want to grab those ones off the floor. And Mr. Maxwell, do you think you can do me a favor and grab me one? Who's this? This one's going to be for the socks. Max, is that the one you picked? So for the box socks, we have Lori with Gonzo the Great. So she is going to be getting a pair of box socks. So congratulations, Lori. I will get a hold of you after the stream to do the giveaway. So we're going to have batch number 2 here. We're just going to mix these up again. Should quit dropping things. Number 2 is going to be for the parrot pin. Can you pick one for the parrot pin? Just pick one. Not the bowl. Pick a name. Pick a name. Is that the name you want? Okay, we just dropped the name. And for the parrot pin, we have our buddy, Einstein. Now, of course, there we go. Einstein. So Einstein, you are going to be getting a parrot pin in the mail right there. So I'll contact you after the stream. And last but not least, we have a Max magnet. Hey. Max, do you want to do a draw? Do you want to do another draw? Help me out. Pick me a name. Pick me a name. There's lots in here to pick from. Oops. I'm not picking the names. You're picking the names. So let's just keep rolling those around. Can you pick me a name? Can you pick me a name? There's lots. Well, you just picked up 2 names. Are you supposed to pick up 2 names there, buddy? Do you think we should give both of these people a prize? Now, this one's for the magnet. Do you think we should give away 2 magnets? We'll give away 2 magnets. 1 magnet to Lori from Gonzo the Great. She won twice. And 1 magnet for Pie Girl. So we have 2 names there for 2 magnets. Max, I'm really glad that you didn't try to pick 2 names for the box socks because I don't have a spare pair here for them. They wouldn't want used socks. No, they want new socks. So I would like to say congratulations to Lori, Pie Girl, and Einstein. I will be in contact with you after the stream, and I will send out your prize package. Hey, Max, was that fun? Did you enjoy doing the prize draw? Yeah, I think it was fun. I know. There were so many other good names in here you could have picked. Mookie was in there, Tango Elliott, Green Bird, Pie Girl. All of your friends were in there, huh? All right. I'm going to put that aside. Actually, Max, you might. I'm just going to empty this out. Did you want to play with the basket? Did you want to play with the basket? No? Because it's just a plain wicker basket. It's not coated with anything. It's untreated. Okay. You don't want to play with it, that's fine. Oh, you just want to chill. Chilling's okay. Chilling is always lots of fun. So Ornithology Dude says Gizmo really likes cabbage. He found him with a cabbage on his head. Absolutely. You know, the flock here does eat cabbage a little bit too. It depends. It's cabbage. Max, look up the camera. Cabbage is not something that I have in the house that often. But sometimes I'll grab some shredded cabbage or something for some coleslaw or salad. Max, can I pick that up for you? Would you like to chew on that? Birdie bagel? No birdie bagels. Oh, Max is giving me the eye of I'm bored. Let's see what I can do for you, Max. I'm going to come over here and grab you a box of toys. Okay. Max. What do you think you're doing? Now, around this house, if a bird gets quiet, it's usually a sure sign that that bird is getting into some form of trouble. And you know what? It was a sure sign that the bird was getting into trouble. So what I've got here is a small box of blocks. You know, set it there for Max to play with. You're giving me the eye of disdain. I know. Stay up, buddy. Oh, you want scritchy? Okay. Sis. Is it a box? Does it have blocks? Okay, what else can the box have? It's a box with blocks, and it's okay, Chico, I'll give these back later. And I'm going to bring over some boats. Remember these wonderful little boats that we got from Birdmas? Here we go. Okay, boats are more interesting than blocks today, but Max also thinks that they belong in the box. Max, stay up. I know. So that double clap is something I actually started with Tico 24 years ago when Tico was a baby. If Tico started going somewhere he was not supposed to go, I would say no, and I would give a double clap. And that would usually get his attention, and he would usually just turn right around and go where he knew he was supposed to go. So it's something I've been using with Tico, and I've also been introducing a bit more with Max. Now, a double clap is sometimes a little bit easier if you say you're on the phone or something. Many, many years ago, I used to own a couple of companies, and at the office, I had a cage for Tico, and Tico would come in to work with me. Now, this is before Max came onto the scene. Tical would sometimes come in. Now, Tical was a lesser sulfur-crested cockatoo. She passed a number of years ago, but Tico would come into work every single day, and he had his own cage in my office. Now, the nature of work, sometimes when you're at work, you just can't stop to give a bird attention, and that bird is going to get into some trouble. So he knew exactly what he was allowed to do. He made friends with everybody who worked for me, and he knew where he was supposed to go. But sometimes, you know, we had clients out front or something. No, Tico, you're staying in my office. I'm on the phone. He starts to climb down his cage. Double clap. He would just turn around and climb right back up, and it didn't even have to be a loud clap. I'm sorry, Tico. Am I confusing you? You're okay. You were being good. But that's the way that I would basically ask him to turn around and, cease and desist what he was doing. He was very, very good at listening to that double clap. Is it nap time, Max? Is it nap time? Here, let's drop this down a little bit here. That's not what I wanted to unscrew on the tripod. Let's try this one. There you go. Is it nap time? Yeah. Okay, let's go there. Yeah, Max definitely has the ability to look super, super sweet when it is nap time. Now, Max, you have things you're supposed to chew on. The chair is not one of them. Max, the chair is not one of them. Hey, come on, beak off the chair. Yeah, I know. Did I interrupt a nap? Hey, Max. No chewing on the chair. Okay, if you're going to chew on the chair, it'll get swapped out and you won't have that chair anymore. Okay, Max, the door handle also is not going to help you out. We're not going downstairs. Now, Max does know that the door handle has something to do with the magic of going on outings. Max, Yeah, okay, you're going to scritch? There you go. Over tightened that, didn't I? There we go. So he does understand what's downstairs. Downstairs in this place, Max, stand up straight. No chewing. Downstairs is the garage and the car, and that's what he gets into when he wants to go for outings. So I don't know if you've been on our social media this week, but we did get into one of his new toys, and that was his new harness. His new harness, bright red color. I showed it in the box the other day, but full-on aviator harness, and he definitely likes it, but that red really goes well with his feathers. So we went outside for a few minutes to look at some of the snow, and he quite enjoyed that. Yeah, it's always fun to go outside, isn't it, Max? Even when it's kind of chilly out. I've had a few people comment when I have pictures of Max outside in the snow, and they're thinking, oh my gosh, that does not look right. How can you possibly do that? The bird must be frozen. What we have in Alberta are occasionally things called Chinooks, which means that the weather warms up a little bit. We get some warm winds blowing over the mountains, and you get just a little bit above freezing, a little bit around melting. It is a nice break from winter. So we do have some warmer days during the winter. So when we go outside, it's always going to be on a warm day. And what I do when I take Max outside, Max, do you want to play with these? Yeah? No? But what I do when I take Max outside is I go outside myself in shirt sleeves, so short sleeves. My arms are bare. I'm not a fan of cold weather myself. Max has feathers, I have bare skin. So if I go out in short sleeves, I know, it's not bad out here. It is a little bit chilly, but I know when I start to get cold, and that's usually when we turn around. So we go outside, just look around for a couple of minutes and pop back in. But Max is also quite capable of saying, hey, it's time to go in. I'm getting kind of cold out here. And he's mastered the lean and the head bob. He knows how to drive a pet Uman, how to walk a direction he wants to go. He knows if he wants me to walk in a big hurry, he'll lean further and bob faster. He's figured out speed control. I think he treats Umans a little bit like segways. He's learned how to drive them, and he's a bit of a master of that. So if he wants to go inside, he has the ability to go inside without any hesitations. Yeah, Max definitely has a balanced diet. He gets a little bit of everything. Now, I've definitely seen some people saying that birds should only have a formulated diet. They shouldn't have anything else. And, I don't agree with that. I mean, I'm sure that as I could find some perfect food that's formulated for humans that you could just eat and it would have all of the right nutrients and everything. You don't have to eat anything else. But then food gets kind of boring and quite quickly. So it definitely, having a lot of variety, I think is a good thing. He is quite healthy, but as with everything moderation. He's not going to eat. I know somebody suggested a 3 egg omelet. He's not going to get one of those. It's going to be too much egg. He's not going to get egg every day, but he's not going to get apple every day. He's not going to have a diet that's the same every day. Now, before you ask about Tico and his pums, Tico usually destroys the pums. He does more destruction than eating, and it is a fairly healthy vegetable. So yes, Tico does get a lot of pum, but even when he has pum, he's very good about eating a selection of other foods. So I just keep an eye that he's not turning orange. Hey, what are you doing, Max? What are you doing? Yeah, are you getting in trouble? Well, you got toys right there. All right, I'm just going to scroll down here a little bit further. Max, what are you chewing on? Max, what are you chewing? Did you just chew on my chair? You're not allowed to do that. Look what he just did. Beaks off. If you want to chew on something, you're allowed to chew on these. Is that a better thing to chew on? Would you like to chew on a block? Would you like me to pull one block out of here for you? Okay. Now, the fact that the chair was chewed on is actually my own fault because I was not paying close enough attention. It was within beak range, and there's a creed that parrots live by. What's yours is mine. What's mine is mine. If I can see it, it's mine. If I can reach it, it's mine. So Max was just following the parrot creed. He thought he was being good. He thought he was doing something he was allowed to do because it was within reach. And yes, parrots can get sneaky, and yes, they can try to get into places they're not supposed to. Anybody on here who watches Einstein's channel will see that Marcia has all sorts of what she calls PCM, which are parrot countermeasures. And these are measures intended to keep the flock from getting into trouble and getting into, say, and now, of course, her flock is just Einstein, but it's to keep Einstein out of the cabinets he's not supposed to get into. It's to keep Einstein from getting into things that he's not supposed to get into. Because if he can reach it, he's going to beak it. He's going to assume it's his. Like that one? Music. No music. Okay. Okay, you want to grab it yourself. Let's see. I'm going to scroll through comments, but I'm noticing when I'm scrolling through on the phone I'm taping with, I'm getting things bouncing around a little bit. So I'm just going to hop over here so I can access the comments. Okay. Yeah, Tango Elliott actually has a good point. He says, who wants to eat the same thing every day? Absolutely. So Max gets a good variety. It's a little bit more entertaining that way. Now, if I just bought a thing of peppers, he's going to have peppers for a week. Absolutely. Somebody has to eat them, and I'm probably not going to go through that many peppers. So they'll get peppers But then I'll have maybe apples, I'll have oranges, I'll have green beans, I'll have broccoli, maybe some corn. Might dive into some of my frozen vegetables to give a little bit more variety. And they get a little bit of everything. You know, when fresh corn on the cob's in season, they get fresh corn on the cob. They rarely do prefer that to corn niblets or corn off the cob, but they're both okay. So the flock will actually eat a little bit of everything. So I'm just commenting up, I'm just catching up on some comments here. Tango, pumpkin is a vegetable. It's a member of the squash family, and squash is actually quite good for the flock. When I'm serving up squash, I give them fresh squash. I wash the outside well, just as you would wash an apple that you were about to bite into, because they're going to be beaking the skin, and I let them get into the squash themselves. Some people will microwave it with some water, you know, cut it in half, microwave with some water in the bowl to soften it up a bit. But my flock definitely does prefer Maxwell. Maxwell. You chew that instead, please. Well, that looked disdainful. But my flock definitely does prefer crunchy. Hi, Omar. Yeah, Tango. Max is being a bit of a brat today, which does happen. Pie Girl, you got a congratulations because your name was drawn as part of one of our giveaways. Pie Girl, I just have to go check. You were the winner of one of our Max magnets. I'm just going to pop it into view here for a minute. That's a big fridge magnet with Max's face on it. And I'll get in contact with you after the stream. I don't know if we're in contact on other social media channels or not, but if not, I'll just toss you my email address in the comments and you can contact me and I will ship that out to you. And yes, Max is covering the cost of shipping. And he looks like he's about to take a nap. Ornithology Dude says, it's -7 here and I still go out in a t-shirt. Ornithology Dude, you definitely like cooler weather than we do. I don't last for long at -7 in a t-shirt. That's a little too chilly for me. But I mean, sometimes the temperature outside will also depend. If the sun is shining brightly, it always feels warmer than if it's cloudy, overcast, and a strong wind blowing. Okay. Let's see. So Omar is talking a bit about his Quaker parrot who's chewing his t-shirt. And hopefully I've used the right pronoun there, Omar. Please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. What is the name of your Quaker, Omar? Tango says it's about 35 Fahrenheit, but the wind chill is about 25. Yeah, absolutely. Mookie, my phone now will only spell Uman. It will not spell human. I'm going to get myself in trouble someday when I'm not on Max's channel. Yeah, Ornithology Dude, Iceman, do you like that as a nickname? We could definitely start using that one. Hi, Blue Sprite, Lucy, and Linus. I see Linus is giving a call out to me, so thank you very much. Okay. Oh, Tango Elliott, let me just read out your comment here. A pumpkin, from a botanist's perspective, is a fruit because it's a product of a seed-bearing structure of flowering plants. Actually, Tango Elliott, I understand that tomatoes are also a fruit for the same reason. Although I think, in my mind, they're still sort of land, if I'm figuring out a diet, I think of them as a vegetable. But a tomato is a fruit. And I'm sure everybody's heard the joke before. Does that make ketchup a smoothie? A fruit smoothie? And Tango Elliott actually continues and says vegetables, on the other hand, are the edible portion of plants such as leaves, stems, roots, bulbs, flowers, and tubers. So thank you for setting us straight on that. Swirly Snails, hello, hello. Yeah, it's definitely nap time around here. Omar asks, a quick question. Even though my parrots have toys always, they are chewing at me. Why? Parrots, they chew on things. They chew on things all the time. Often I see people asking about parrot toys and saying, my parrot destroys the toys all the time. They go through the toys so quickly. They're expensive. How do I keep my parrot from chewing on my toys? And the answer is toys are there to be chewed on. They're there to be destroyed. If the bird's not destroying toys, he's not really playing with them the way that the birds play. But definitely if you are, if you're trying to get the bird to not chew on something, such as you, every time the bird starts chewing on that, distract them. Did you notice what I did every time Max started chewing on the chair, which he's definitely not supposed to do? I corrected him. I pulled him away from it gently, and I gave him something else to chew on. Same way that you deal with a young child. A young child starts playing with something you don't want them to play with. If you just rip it away and say no, that child's going to throw a tantrum, be really, really upset, not understand. But if you take it away, you hand them something else they are allowed to chew on or play with, they go, oh, hey, this is new, this is shiny, let's play with this for a while. And it's just the art of distraction. Eventually, the bird will learn what they are and what they are not allowed to chew on. Max normally does not chew on this chair, and he's usually pretty good about it. This is one of his chairs from outside. I find it's a little bit easier to pop into this corner for live streams, and I find this corner is really the best spot inside the house for live streams. I've got some pretty good light. I've got a contained space when he starts throwing things, and there's less going on to distract him. Unless he's taking a nap, of course. But when we're outside, he's watching the traffic, he's watching the birds, he's looking around, smelling new smells. There's always something going on. So, there's a lot there to distract, but it is a positive distraction. Whereas in the house, he might get distracted if Tico's playing with something, or, just sort of looking around saying, hey, maybe I'd like to go over there. So this is a good way to contain him in one spot for the stream. Now, while he's hanging out here and taking a nap, I'll talk a little bit about the chair as well. That chair, I picked up a couple of chairs 4 years ago when I first moved in. Got a really, really good deal on them. Following year, I picked up a little table and a couple more chairs that were folding. But these chairs, I've noticed, they're not as well made as they could be. One of the legs on this chair is actually bent inwards a little bit. It was when I brought it home, and I didn't notice that. So I try not to sit on this chair too often, this particular one, because it's going to become a three-legged chair with one leg folding under, and I'm going to end up on the ground. But it is a perfect chair for Max. I noticed a little bit too late to return it, so c'est la vie. I might be able to bend it outwards, but when I first got it home, I was looking and thinking, if I break the metal on the chair, I'm going to be really annoyed. Now that the chair is a little bit older, maybe I will try to bend it out. I've definitely sat on it. It's not collapsed yet, but with the leg bending under, I do know that it's a candidate. So yeah, it's inside. Max is sitting on it. And quite honestly, if he destroys it, it's not the end of the world. I've got other chairs outside that he can sit on and that I can sit on as well. Ornithology dude, I'm just going to get back to the comments here. I know I'm a little bit behind on comments, but I'll catch up. I promise you that. Ornithology dude says, Osez-vous visit my area in the summer? It's too hot for me, thank goodness. I live in the mountains and have a pool. If you go to Carcassonne, and I may be mispronouncing that, my apologies if I am, it's 38 minutes away. It's 38 degrees Celsius most of the time in the summer. 38 degrees? Oh my bird. That's a little bit too warm. When it starts getting above 30, Max still wants to go outside. We'll go outside, we'll try and stay in the shade, but he does not want to be outside for long when it's that warm. It's a little bit too warm for him. So Omar says that he's an 8-month-old monk parakeet named Kiwi. Well, greetings, Kiwi, from the flock. Really, really glad that you are joining us today. I see the embodiment of light and darkness is also joining us. Okay, let's see what else we've got. Yeah, Max is definitely ready for a nap. Some days he naps a little bit earlier in the afternoon. When I'm at work, what he does, he wakes up early in the morning, unfortunately, and he gives me the eye while I go grab myself a cup of coffee. But when I grab my coffee, I usually do a first check of water bowls, make sure that it's clean water, make sure that the food bowls have enough crunchies in them, and I usually put out something fresh to eat. Some people do a chop for their parrots, which is basically the food bowl. They take, a mix of fruit and vegetables. There might be green beans and squash and carrots, and corn and kale, whatever else, and they chop it into small pieces and they pop that into the food bowl. It almost reminds me of a dry relish. It's sort of what it ends up looking a bit like. And, very tasty, very healthy, but my flock does not appreciate having things chopped up that small for them. Max, didn't we say no? Here, what's this? Can we distract the beak? What's this? What's on your back? What did I do? Oh no. Okay. You can play with that. Those are there to play with. Would you like a boat? Would you like a green boat? Would you like a green hat? Oh, definitely not on your head. Okay. There you go. Pick up the pink boat. No? Let's see. Would you like a bagel? A large bagel? Okay, maybe we wanted a bagel. It's a pretty chilled out day. Yeah, so when I grab Big Fist, I'll put out something. I'll put out a slice of apple, a chunk of broccoli, cauliflower, some green beans, some peas. It really depends. What have I got in the house that day? Maybe I'll grab a jalapeno pepper, cut the end off and hand that out. And both birds get the same treats. Now, Max loves jalapenos. Tico's not a huge fan. So Tico gets a small piece just so he knows he's not being left out. And to say, hey, maybe you'd like jalapeno today. And sometimes he'll say no to something for weeks on end and then it becomes his favorite food. So I always give both birds a little bit of the same treat. And I don't put out 5 or 6 treats. I'll just sort of grab something, quickly shove it into a food bowl, grab my coffee and duck upstairs, turn on my work computer and get going. And usually what happens is the birds will sort of look around, they'll go over, they'll have a drink of water, they'll have sort of a quick nibble, and they'll, sometimes they'll just go back to sleep. At that point, they're saying it's too early. And they doze a little bit, wake up, they have a bit more of a snack, you hear them start playing, they hear me get on a call, sometimes they try to join the call. Usually if I've got a voice call that I'm going to be on, I'll pop downstairs, I'll turn on the radio and pop another piece of food into the cage. So there's something else there for them to go explore. So throughout the day, they'll get a little bit of interaction. They'll get some new toys. They'll get some new treats. They'll get things to look at and play with. Hey, Max, would you like a small bagel maybe? A small bagel. Yeah, there's a small bagel. Are those fun to peel? So what I do for a lot of toys, Max prefers foot toys. Most toys that hang in the cage, he will ignore, but he really likes foot toys. So he gets a lot, I buy a lot of toy parts, birdie bagels, blocks of wood, etc. And he gets those to play with. He quite enjoys it. So I'm not going to say anything if he's enjoying it. Let's see. What else have we got here? Oh, Tango Elliott says Tango does not enjoy watching TV or videos. Once in a blue moon he does. I think Tango was watching the day that Max was barking at the neighbor's dog. Oh, are you finished with that one already? Now, Max, you're seeming a little bit unsettled, so I'm going to build you a quick shredding toy. And what I'm just going to show everybody here how I'm going to build this one up. Can I reach in? I'm going to grab one block, and here I've got one large piece of newspaper. Hey, look, it's comic section. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put the block into the newspaper, and I'm just going to roll it, and I'm going to roll it, and I'm going to roll it. Then I'm going to fold the newspaper over. So now it sort of looks like this. I'm actually going to stand over here and let Max watch me do this. And then I'm going to fold the other side over. Oops. Now I'm going to roll it again. I'm going to fold it over again. So what I'm ending up doing here is I'm wrapping the block in the newspaper. So now, once I'm done, it's not particularly perfect. I'm just going to give it a little bit of crunch, a little bit of a squeeze. What I've got is I've got a block wrapped in newspaper. Max, would you like one? Hey, no chewing on that. You can chew on this. You can chew on this? Okay. So Max loves his blocks and he loves shredding newspaper. He got really excited the day that I thought, oh, maybe I should roll a block in a piece of newspaper. Today, he apparently is not too enthusiastic about it. There you go. You pull at that? You pull at that? What's inside? So this one gives him a little bit of foraging to do to get to his block toy. Oh, he wants me to hold it right now. That's okay. I can stand and hold it. Just toss that down. After all that work I did wrapping it. Here you go. There you go. Hey, there you go. What you got? What you got? And actually, Swirly Snails is asking if you can see Tico. What I'll do is at the end of the stream here, I'll bring Tico over for a couple of minutes. Yeah, Tico's definitely awake now. Tango asks, what would happen if Max and Tico were on the same chair opposite of each other? Well, it depends on their mood. They don't share perches. They like having their own space. They are very different breeds of bird. Hey, what's this? Beaks off the chair. How about this? There you go. Oh, pull. They are very different breeds of bird. when TKL is over, Tico and TKL tend to interact a little bit more. They seem to speak the same body language, and they are much, they really are much closer in feather style, body language, how they communicate. So I think it's really a communication thing. Max and Tico do sit. Did you toss that again, bud? Do you think I'm going to pick everything up? Max and Tico definitely like sitting on, watching each other, but they each have their own perches. Hey, what's this? What's this, buddy? Yeah. No, he just definitely wants to pull on this. Is that better? Is that better? Okay, guys, I'm going to be back in a minute. And actually, hey, Maxwell, what's this? Is that the front of a birdie bagel that you want to chew on? Oops, what is it? What is it? Okay, guys, keep watching Max for a minute. I'm going to bring Tico over. Teeks, want to pop over? Pop over to say hello? Yeah. Oh, can you bark for me, Max? Bark. Oh. And then we've got a Tico. We focus on the Tico. Oh, Tico's saying not right now. I don't want to be that close to Max. He might go after my tail feathers. You gonna pop here for a minute, Teeks? And I'll bring the camera over. Yeah? Oh, let's turn on one more light. Yes, Max. Yes. And I'm just going to pull the phone out of the tripod for a minute. Sorry, guys. And here we go to Tico. Hey, buddy. Hey, Max, what are you doing? Oops. Hey, Tico. Oh, hey, Max. We're not going to climb down. Put this down, Max. Up. Should start playing our 002 music. Bird. Max Bird. Yeah, definitely trying to go on the grand escape there, aren't you? Yeah. Hey, Max, can you bark for me? Can you bark? Can you bark? Or are you only going to bark when you're trying to get my attention when I'm paying attention to Teeks? Hey. Maxwell. So if I was not on the stream, at this point, I'd probably put on some music to distract Max because noise and music tends to distract him. Alexa, what time is it? Hey. You listen to Alexa? Alexa, what's the current temperature?
Right now, it's -3 degrees Celsius. Today, expect a high of 0 degrees.
Alexa, what's the temperature for the week?
In Calgary for the next 7 days. Sunday, 4 degrees Celsius and lots of clouds. Monday, 4 degrees and lots of clouds. Tuesday, 8 degrees and intermittent clouds. Wednesday, 4 degrees and partly sunny weather. Thursday, 3 degrees and intermittent clouds. Friday, 3 degrees and cloudy skies. Saturday, 4 degrees and lots of clouds.
Okay, you see how when something started happening behind and there was additional background voices, in this case Alexa's voice, Max suddenly started paying a little bit of different attention and he changed his body language and how he was approaching something. That's sometimes how we distract Max. That's sometimes how we get him to look at something a little bit differently or, you know, stop doing something. It's a new input for him to process. So ornithology dude, no, sorry, no comment there from you. Who am I looking for? I'm just going to scroll here for a minute. I definitely. Hey, Max, please stay up. We're going to help somebody for a minute. Yeah. So Omar was asking about, you know, really sort of, he's got some questions on how his bird Kiwi, come on, come on, Maxwell, up please, on how Kiwi interacts. So Max is getting a little bit, okay, I'm going to sweep this off, mostly because I don't want to sit down on, yeah, you're going to laugh at me if this falls, aren't you? I'm going to keep my weight back. So ornithology dude was asking a little bit about his bird and what's normal. Suggestion that Tango made was a great one, was to talk to your vet. And that's definitely a great place to start. If anybody's wondering what Max is doing right now, you'll notice I'm keeping my arm away from him. He's trying to encourage my arm to lay an egg. I'm going to keep this safe for kids. But notice I'm not letting him contact. He will get bored eventually here. Scritchy? Want Scritchy instead? Yeah? Yeah, it's definitely frisky time for him. He knows that it is hormone season. And yes, all birds, and I think even dogs, Tango, have hormone season. Yeah, and they'll sometimes pick an object to pay some attention to. When I had lovebirds, lovebirds actually picked a particular toy and were quite interested in playing with that. Max does not want to step off my arm right now because he thinks he's going to be doing something with it. The arm's actually not cooperating. It keeps rolling and not staying still, so he has to keep moving around. And he'll lose interest in a couple of minutes. But right now, like, even a toy is probably not going to catch his interest. Well, maybe it will. There we go. But right now, the hormones are telling him what he should be doing, and he does not quite understand that. He also does not understand why my arm's not laid an egg yet. But you'll notice that my arm, I just keep, I'm just going to shift that up a little bit because I think I might be out of frame. I can't quite see. But I keep rolling the arm so he's not making contact, and I'm not letting him rub on me. Yeah, there you go, buddy. But so back to Omar, who had some questions about his own bird. So there's a lot of great resources on the internet that you can learn what's normal for your bird. On Facebook, there's a number of really great groups, InstaFlock, YouTube. You know, follow some birds, watch what is normal. You know, a lot of us on our live streams will talk about what's normal for our flock, and it may not hold true for every bird or every species or even every individual bird in a species. Max's actions here, you're not going to see Q doing that or Violet doing that because Q and Violet are both females, so he's going to act a little bit differently. Aren't you, Max? Yeah. I really did not expect you to do this when I came over to pick you up, but that might be why he was feeling a little bit out of sorts, a little bit frisky. But, you know, there are so many resources today. When I first started parenthood, I started with a pair of lovebirds, and then I adopted Tico. And Tico came in 24 years ago. 24 years ago, we didn't have access to resources on the internet. There were a few books. There were some magazines, you know, maybe some bird clubs in the area, but the amount of information that we have today is just massive. So there's a lot of good info out there, but keep asking questions, keep joining into the streams. I know on the stream, I try to get to some of the questions, some of the specific questions, but I also talk a little bit in generic. But, you know, a lot of what I talk about will apply to every single parrot out there. All parrots need a varied diet. You know, there's different schools of thought on that. But, you know, if all your bird ate were sunflower seeds, that would not be healthy for them at all. That would definitely be very unhealthy. They're quite fatty. You know, it's got to be, everything in moderation. Is a sunflower seed a bad thing? Oh, heck no. Tico quite enjoys the occasional sunflower seed, and we use them as treats. I'll put them into, say, a foraging toy. Sometimes he'll eat all of them because he figures out how to open up the entire foraging toy. But, is that going to be bad for the bird? No, because it's in moderation. Absolutely, seed mixes sometimes have sunflower seeds in them, but they're think about them as the junk food of the choices. An all seed diet, is that going to be healthy? I think, there's enough references out there that say no. All seeds, the bird can exist on it, but they're not going to be too healthy with it. Supplement it with fruits, supplement it with vegetables. Give the flock a variety of foods to eat and a variety of things to try. That might be apple, that might be a bit of grapefruit, some grapes, peas, beans, cauliflower. Look at what you've got in your own fridge. If you're making yourself a salad, put aside a couple of bits of salad for the parrot. And I don't care what kind of parrot you have. Now, I'm going to put a little caveat there. If you are dealing with a toucan or a lorikeet, they have some very, very different dietary restrictions. And if you own one of those birds, you're probably going to know about that already. Lorikeets really, it's a formulated food that you make nectar out of. Toucans are basically, really, really fruit heavy on the diet. But you'll know about that already if you have one of those specialty breeds. But most parrots, you make yourself a salad. Before you put salad dressing on it, put some aside and offer it to the flock. Are they going to accept it the first time? Probably not. They're going to look and say, is this a parrot eating monster? Is this food actually edible? Is this, I'm going to shift that back a little bit. There you go. Because I'm not sure if Max is still in frame. Is this food edible? Is this food? But they'll watch you eating it and they might try it. And it might take them a few tries. It might be a case of cut things into different shapes. Some birds like small, other birds like large. Sometimes it's, beans are evil unless it's the second Tuesday of a month. Every bird. Max, will you quit? I don't want you to make contact. Nuh-uh. I know, I'm being very uncooperative. Let's see if we can distract again. Yeah. Oh, did we get a distract? We got a distract. But keep offering, and a varied diet will actually lead to better bird health. Formulated foods, crunchies and pellets, they are quite healthy. They are, in a lot of cases, people say that they are better than seeds. And I've had some people tell me that all you should feed is the formulated foods. Everybody's going to have their own opinion. My opinion is I'd get bored if I ate that all the time. I know Tango said he'd get bored if he had to eat the same food all the time. It's a bit of a variety of foods. The more variety you have, the happier you are. So I always offer a variety to the flock, and I let them, pick and choose what they want. They won't want the same thing every single day. They're going to change around what they're eating, and they're going to change around what they're interested in. Can you step down for me? That's a good bird. Now, okay. Now I thought I actually came over here because I thought he wanted a bit of attention. He did want attention, but just not that kind. There we go. Max, maybe do you want a block now? Green block? Woohoo! Okay, there we go. I managed to extricate myself, and my arm did not lay an egg. But definitely a little bit of variety can be a very, very good thing. The other piece is, toys. The bird may not be interested in a toy, may not even know what a toy is. Keep offering toys, keep offering a variety of toys. Max took years until he discovered what a wooden block was and that he could shred them. He watches other birds, he learns how to play, and some days he's in a different mood to play than other days. But by watching other birds on social media, you'll see what is normal activity for them. I know certainly the first time Max decided to sit on my knee, and he was not going to be extricated, and he definitely had an idea that he wanted my knee to lay an egg. Didn't quite understand the mechanics of it, but he was trying. He was definitely trying. And all I could do really was try to distract him a little bit and try to discourage him. He actually does not sit on my knee anymore for that reason. When it is hormone season on my arm, he had an idea. And when he's sitting on my arm like that, if I try to forcibly evict him, I know from experience that I'm going to be bleeding. Hey, Tico, climb up, please. Climb up, please. So definitely, there's a lot of different sources. But Omar, I'm going to encourage you to join us again next week. We'll talk a little bit more, but hopefully some of what we talked about this week was useful for you. And I hope everybody learned a few new things. Hey, Max, you're not going to disappear. Oh, the other point, when it's hormone season, keep scritchies to safe zones such as the head and the neck. Avoid the back, avoid the vent area. Those are reserved for the mate. When I take Max out on meetups, I'm not as worried about that because he's usually not in the mood at that time and he wants to interact that way with people he does not know. But definitely when he is feeling hormonal, I try to avoid those areas just because it's not, it's not healthy to encourage. Max, in a few months' time, he'll be back to his normal self. He's going to forget about hormone season. But hormone season can be triggered by many things. It can be triggered by the light level. We have sunlight, it's shorter days. I think he uses that as a clue that it is the time of the year. But everybody, I'd love to thank you for joining us. I'd like to send out confloculations, once again to Lori, Einstein, and Pie Girl. And I'll contact you after the stream, and we'll get your goodies out to you. Thank you again, and have a fabulous week. Bok bok.